What is up, everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back with another full card breakdown. This is for UFC Vegas 99, Hernandez versus Pereira, and it's a pretty good fight card. I mean, the main event's good. The co-main event is pretty good. We got Rob Font versus Kyler Phillips. I'm always happy to see Kyler Phillips fight and move his way up the rankings. But yeah, other than that, we got like 3 or 4 girl fights and a couple other fights that are decent. But we got some good betting spots. That's the main thing. Some decent fights, and it's not an off week, so that's good. Like I said, my name's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets. Every single week I'm gonna be here breaking down UFC fight cards. I'm gonna give you my best bet, prediction, breakdown, all that stuff. If you want extra content like my betting slips and just all the other videos, extra stuff I put out, check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. That's where I post all my stuff throughout the week. I post every betting slip for free throughout the week on Instagram and Twitter. All the links are in the description. And that's where I do all my recaps and everything. I used to do like an 11-minute recap intro on here, but like I feel like nobody was really watching all that. There was by the views, or they was just skipping over it. So I wanted to more streamline it, and kind of come in, give you some information and go right into the picks. So that's what I've been trying to do lately. If people don't like that, let me know. I can change it back. But yeah, man, I just really appreciate everybody checking me out. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. Then you'll be able to get all my videos that I put out, all the breakdowns that I do, and just all the good times we have. Check me out on Wednesday night on Defend Your Units. It'd be on my channel or my co-host Johnny K Picks channel, and that's where we just go over and give you our best bet for each fight, and then we just go over and talk the fights with the chat. Interact, man. It's the most interactive chat in the game. So come check us out on Wednesday nights. And we've been doing pre-shows on Saturday before the fight. So check us out on that too. It's a good time. We've been having a bunch of cool guests on there. But yeah, like I said, this card's a good card. It's gonna have some good fights, and it's got some good betting spots. So let's just get right into it. The first fight that we have on UFC Vegas 98 is going to be Alice Ardelen versus Melissa Martinez. Alice is 9-6, currently sitting at plus 130. She's 32 years old, 5'3" with the 62-inch reach. Melissa Martinez is 7-1, currently sitting at minus 155, 27 years old, 5'2" with the 64-inch reach. So you see Alice will be 1 inch taller, but Martinez will have 2 inches of reach. Alice is a pretty good, well-rounded fighter. She's got pretty good striking. She's tough. She's got pretty good boxing with a good leg kick. She's got good wrestling, man. She's shown in her last fight on short notice against Shauna Bannon. She was able to land some takedowns, control in that fight. I actually thought she won that fight. The only reason I think she didn't get the win is because they were in O'Bannon's like home area. And also that she slowed down in the third round because Alice was on short notice. So she definitely slowed down in the third round. But it was still a super close fight that I thought she won. But yeah, man, well-rounded fighter, very tough, good cardio. She's 9-6, but a lot of her losses are early in her career. She was on a 7-fight win streak before she got to the UFC and took that short notice loss. She's fighting Melissa Martinez, who this will be her second fight in the UFC. Her first fight was against Elise Reed. She was pretty much dominated in that fight. She was undefeated. She came in against another striker because Melissa Martinez is a kickboxer with excellent kicks from both legs. She's got really good movement, really good stance switches, and pretty decent boxing. But she came in against Elise Reed, got hit with a big shot early, got dropped, and then ended up just like kind of skirting along the outside, and getting picked apart a little bit, letting Elise Reed be aggressive. Elise Reed landed 3 takedowns on her, which wasn't a good look, and kind of beat her up. But before that, she's pretty dangerous. She has a couple body kick knockouts. Head kick knockouts, all kinds. But 1, 2, 3, 4 kicks between head and body knockouts. So she's very dangerous with her legs. But she's fighting like regional girls in Combate and all that stuff down in Mexico. But she's a good fighter. She's tough. She's got good movement. What I don't like is she hasn't fought in 2 years. She didn't even have a fight scheduled. She's on short notice. Alice was supposed to fight Amanda Rayan, or whatever her name is. She pulled out, so in stepped Melissa Martinez. Her brother just fought on the Contender Series a couple weeks ago, so maybe that's, it's just like fresh in their mind. But yeah, in this fight, I'm taking Alice all day. She's on full camp. She's a more well-rounded fighter. I think she can strike with Martinez and not get knocked out. And then I think she can land the takedowns, get a bunch of control if Elise Reed was. And I think she gets the win here. I don't know why Melissa Martinez is the favorite in this spot. Next fight is in the women's 115-pound division. We got Jessica Penne versus Elise Reed. Jessica Penne is 14-7, currently sitting at plus 130. She's 41 years old, 5'5" with a 67-inch reach. She's fighting Elise Reed, who's 7-4, currently sitting at minus 155, 31 years old, 5'7" with a 63-inch reach. So you'll see Penne's 2 inches taller with 4 inches of reach. And like I said, man, Penne is 41 years old. You know, she's got a ton of experience. She's a tough fighter. She's got okay striking. She struck with Lupi Godinez and Tabitha Ricci and wasn't getting too beat up. You know, she obviously wasn't winning, but she wasn't out of her league. She wasn't just getting finished right away. But she's a grappler. She's a big, tall girl. She's got good grappling for the strawweight division. She has decent wrestling, but she has really good back takes just standing. And then on the ground, she's dangerous. You've seen her get Karolina Kovalevkevitz out with a submission in under 2 minutes. She's just a dangerous girl, man. And she's fought some of the best girls in the world. She's fighting Elise Reed, who is a karate striker. And she has pretty good movement, pretty good striking. She seems like she's really mean and she talks a lot of crap, but she's a great hammer, bad nail. She's got 4 losses. All 4 of them are by finish. She usually comes out, like I said, talking crap. And then as soon as the momentum switches, she starts getting beat up. She did have a good win over Melissa Martinez, like I was saying earlier, but I don't think Martinez is that great. And then she had a good win over Jinh Frey, but Jinh Frey was also about 40 years old, and she is not a grappler. But yeah, man, she's got good striking. She's got good movement. She's pretty tough, but she slows down as the fight goes. And like in this fight, I expect her to kind of be picking Penne apart a little bit when they're standing in the first round, probably talking crap, doing this and that. Penne is going to be taking it. And in the second round, when she starts slowing down and Penne can get her hands on her, I think Penne either takes her down from a kick slip or just catches a kick or just takes her back standing. But I think Jessica Penne chokes Elise Reed out. There's no way. I'm not betting this fight. I'm staying far away from it. But like, I think Jessica Penne is a better fighter than Elise Reed, even at her age. And I think Elise Reed, when she gets to the ground, she's going to be out of her element. And I like the fact that Jessica Penne is 2 inches taller with 4 inches of reach. She's the bigger girl. That's going to just help being stronger when you're grappling. And I think Jessica Penne gets it done. Am I going to bet it? Hell no. But I did think she gets it done. Next fight is in the women's bantamweight division. We got Joselyne Edwards versus Tamires Vidal. Joselyne is 13-6, currently sitting at minus 215. She's 29 years old, 5'8" with a 70-inch reach. Tamires Vidal is 7-3, currently sitting at plus 165, 26 years old, 5'6" with a 68-inch reach. So you see Edwards is 2 inches taller with 2 inches of reach. I mean, here's another fight. It's you know, I mean, I think Edwards is going to beat up Vidal. Like, Edwards has good striking. She's tall, she's long, she hits hard. Her problem is that she has kind of bad takedown defense and get up game, but she's been improving that a ton. And she even showed it in her last fight against Perez. Even though she lost that fight, she was able to stop all of Perez's takedowns and reverse her in the first round, but stop all of her takedowns by the second and third round. She just got caught with that big shot in the second round that dropped her, and that's what stole the round for Perez. But before that, you know, really the way to beat her was to take her down and just control her. But since 2021, when Jessica Rose Clark and Carl Rosa did that, she improved her grappling a little bit in all these fights because all these girls took her down. Lucy Padova beat her up. She should be on a 3-fight losing streak for sure. But like I said, she's pretty well rounded. She's a big girl. She's mean. She's tough. She's got good cardio, and she's got good experience. Tamires Vidal, none of that. I don't see where this girl's good. She got that flying knee over Ramona Pascal in her first fight in the UFC. And like, that's looking like it was just a fluke landing knee because her striking doesn't look good. She has a win over Elaine Perez, but she was actually getting her butt kicked that whole fight. And then Perez hit her with a legal knee on the way up when they was coming up from the ground and got disqualified. But I mean, she's got decent power, like I said, in that flying knee, a little bit of explosion. She tries to be dangerous on the ground, going for like heel hooks and stuff like that, but she's not getting them. I'm high on Joselyne Edwards here. I think Joselyne can beat her wherever the fight goes. I think she beats her standing. I think she can take her down, stay safe, and beat her up on top. I don't think Vidal's going to have the wrestling to be on top. So give me Edwards, and I think that she can win this fight wherever this fight goes. Next fight is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Brad Katona versus Gene Matsumoto. Katona is 14-3, currently sitting at plus 190, 32 years old, 5'6" with a 64.5-inch reach. Matsumoto is 15-0, currently sitting at minus 245, 25 years old, 5'6" with a 68.5-inch reach. Same height, but you'll see Matsumoto has a 4-inch reach. Brad Katona, two-time tough winner, man. He's pretty well-rounded fighter. His striking's caught up to his grappling since he's been in the game. He's got good boxing with pretty good leg kick. He just doesn't have any power at all. If you see, he's got 14 wins, 10 by decision, and probably 8 out of his last 9 are by decision. I mean, all of his fights go to decision. Look at that. All them decisions. That's craziness, you know. But still, like I said, super well-rounded fighter, good boxing, good cardio, good leg kicks, good wrestling. Even on the contender or the Ultimate Fighter the first time around, you know, he beat Bryce Mitchell and a couple other good grapplers, Kyler Phillips and Bryce Mitchell in that season. So can't forget all that. But came to the UFC, lost to Murad, lost to Hunter Azur, went out, won and beat a bunch of Russians, came back on the Tough Show, lost to Garrett Armfield, and then beat Jesse Butler. But like I said, he's good on top, good offensive and defensive wrestling, excellent cardio. He's good on top. He's got pretty decent ground and pound, but it's not powerful, but he can do enough just to keep the fight down there. But like meat and potatoes, not special anywhere. Gene Matsumoto, man, I'm super high on this kid. I bet a bunch of money on him against Daniel Argueta, and I'm still high on him, man. He's a black belt in Muay Thai and a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. Don't give me the crap about the black belt Muay Thai. It's a real thing. Last time I said that when I broke a fight down, everybody was like, man, that ain't a thing. That's a thing. You gotta check it out, dude. It's a thing. But Matsumoto is good, well-rounded. Like I said, he started Muay Thai when he was in, I think, like 6 years old. And then he started doing jiu-jitsu. And he's got pretty good wrestling. You seen against Argueta, was able to land 9 takedowns on him. But he's got good wrestling, man. He's got good scrambles. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got powerful leg kicks. You've seen against Casey Tanner on the Contender Series. He can go upstairs. He is good. I mean, he's not really thrown to knock you out on the feet, so he's better with the chokes. You see he's got a bunch of guillotine chokes, anaconda chokes, Barbaro chokes, a lot of front chokes, arm triangle, but he's more dangerous on the ground because on the feet, he's looking to just touch you. He's looking to keep his defense nice and tight, and he's hitting you with them power leg kicks and hitting you with punches and staying safe, you know. And then guys don't like that pressure on the feet, so they try to take him down, and that's where he ends up putting in most of his jiu-jitsu work. So the kid is super tough, very well-rounded. This is gonna be a really good fight. Like, I get it why he's the big favorite like that, because, you know, he's the undefeated kid, super well-rounded, but it's going to be tough. Like, he's better be able to stop Katona's wrestling and get up game, because I didn't really like what I seen against Dan Argueta, especially after seeing Dan Argueta against Cody Haddon, where he really wasn't able to do near as much against Cody Haddon in the wrestling. Cody Haddon wasn't able to finish it. But in this fight, I'm taking Gene Matsumoto, man. I'm not going to go against this kid right now. I think that for the most part, he keeps this fight standing. I think that him and Katona strike, and I think that he's going to be able to land his power leg kicks, and his kick game is going to be the difference, because their boxing should be pretty similar, pretty good. But I think that Matsumoto can take over with them leg kicks, because Katona is going to be heavy on it, trying to throw jab and maybe even shoot in and all that. And I'm taking Matsumoto here, but it's definitely a tough line though. But give me Matsumoto for the win. Next fight is in the men's heavyweight division. We got Robelis Despaigne versus Austen Lane. And Robelis, I feel my pain from when I freaking actually bet him in the last time he fought Waldo Costa-Cortez versus Austen Lane. Despaigne is 5-1, currently sitting at minus 385, 36 years old, 6'7" with the 84-inch reach. Austen Lane is 12-5. Currently sitting at plus 295, 36 years old, 6'6" with the 80-inch reach. So these dudes are big dudes, big giant heavyweights. Robelis Despaigne is a Taekwondo Olympic bronze medalist that fought for Cuba. It's crazy explosive, man. You know, he's 5-0. All of his wins are in the first round, and most of them didn't get out of 20 seconds. The first fight went to 4 minutes, 54 seconds, because this dude was a big dude himself, and he just held him up against the cage for about 4 minutes. And as soon as he got off the cage, he landed one punch, put him out. The rest of these guys couldn't take one punch from him, including Carl Parisian. Can knock you out going forward. He can knock you out going backwards, like he did with Parisian, and just hit him with a little check hook. And his arms are so long, it's like a straight. I mean, he's going backwards. He's throwing heat. Against Waldo Cortez Acosta, he hit him with some big shots, but Acosta was able to absorb them, and then he was able to land the takedowns. And he's a boxer; he's not even a wrestler, but he was able to land the takedowns, keep that control time, because Robelis had no freaking get up game whatsoever. And then Waldo would get the control time, and then the round would end. They'd come out in the next round. Robelis would throw some big shots, and eventually somehow Waldo would get him down with terrible wrestling and rinse and repeat. He's fighting Austen Lane, ex-NFL player. This dude's got power in his hands. He's killer, be killed. He's got 5 losses, all TKO losses in the first and second round. All of them were in the first round until he made it to the second round with Hernandez. But he's dangerous himself. He's a good striker. He's got power. His wrestling's getting better. His grappling's pretty good. Like, that's how he won on the Contender Series. He got taken down. He reversed the guy and then pounded him out. He's very heavy on top. He throws good elbows and a ton of good punches. He was able to take Denise down and pound him out for the first round. Had him in some pretty bad spots, and then came out in the second round. And the problem was that he gassed in the second round and wasn't even close to being able to get in a takedown, and then got knocked out shortly after. And I feel like that's what's going to happen here. I feel like Austen Lane's going to come out, and he may get knocked out real quick by Robelis Despaigne, because we've seen Austen Lane get knocked out, like I said, 4 times in the first round, 1 time in the second, early in the second. But I think he does land a takedown, and this goes to the second round. I think when they come out in the second round, it's just like the last one, man, where he's too tired to get the takedown, and Robelis hits him with some stuff and gets the KO. But either way, first or second round, Robelis Despaigne KO. But I'm not betting that fight again, because, man, bro, ain't nothing worse than betting a big old striker that you barely know anything about, and then they literally have no takedown defense and no get-up game. So I ain't going through that crap again. I'm not going to watch Julian Lane lay on that dude for 3 rounds while I lose money. So we'll be staying away from that, but it'll be a fun fight to watch. Next fight is in the men's featherweight division. We got the return of Darren the Damage Elkins versus Daniel the Pit Pineda. This is going to be a good fight with 2 experienced vets, man. Both these dudes are mean as hell. Darren Elkins, 28-11. Currently sitting at plus 105, 40.5 years old, 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. Daniel Pineda is 28-16. Fun fact, he's finished all 28 of his wins. He's currently sitting at minus 130, 39 years old, 5'7" with the 69-inch reach. So you'll see they're both almost pretty much 40. Pineda's got a year. Elkins is 5 months past it. Elkins going to be 3 inches taller with 2 inches of reach. And Darren Elkins, man, what can we say about the damage? He's a junkyard dog to the highest degree, man. This dude has been a junkyard dog his whole career. He's made a living off of beating guys that were way more athletic than him. And when he gets them down to his level around the middle of the second round, when they slow down to his speed, he starts beating that ass like they were beating his ass, man. You just got to go back and watch the fight back in the day with Mirsad Bektik, man. Mirsad Bektik beat the shit out of Darren Elkins for 2 rounds in 1 minute. And then in that third round, dude, Darren Elkins turned the tables and then hit him with a head kick when Mirsad was like moving away after a scramble, like getting out of the way, and boom, kicked him. Man, he put a beat down on him. He's fought the toughest people in the world. He's been in there with Volkanovski, Ryan Hall, all them bad mofos, and he lived to tell about it. But he's a wrestler, man. He's got slow, terrible striking. Like he's got it used to not be as bad, but like he's older now, man. He's had a lot of injuries, and he's got slow, awkward striking, but he still takes a good punch. He bleeds on the way to the ring, though. That's a problem. But man, his wrestling is top notch. His jiu-jitsu scrambles are top notch. He's only been submitted 1 time in his whole life, and that was Charles Oliveira about like 8 years ago. We can definitely forgive that one. And he's been very durable recently. I mean, his only TKO loss recently was to Cub Swanson. That was in 2021, so that's 3 years ago. And then before that, Ricardo Lamas got him in 18, but other than that, you got to go all the way back to freaking Chad Mendes in 13, and then like I said, Oliveira got him in 2010, about 15 years ago. The only sub he got was 15 years ago. But been in there with people, man. Jeremy Stevens, he went the distance. Like I said, he's a complete junkyard dog. He wants to wrestle you. He wants to grapple you. He wants to impose his will on you, make you fold as a human being. He's like a featherweight Fluffy Hernandez. Daniel Pineda, this dude's a powerful striker. Like I said, he's finished all 28 of his wins. He's got powerful striking. He's got powerful leg kicks. He's got good grappling. He's got good wrestling himself. Like, it's not going to be as good as Darren Elkins, but it's going to be pretty good. And then he's got really good jiu-jitsu. Like you seen against Nathaniel Wood, where Wood was taking him down. He reversed him twice, was able to land his own takedown in that fight. Him and Alex Caceres had a ton of great grappling scrambles and all that stuff. And man, dude, like, it's a very good fight. And he's been finished also 9 times. Here's the weird thing. All right, Pineda, it seems like he gets finished line. He's been finished 9 times. But if you go back and look, the man actually doesn't get finished that much. Like he got finished by Cub Swanson, right? And he was about to get finished by Andre Feely, but that don't count. But if you go back to the Cub Swanson before that, dude, it's been a long time since he got finished. And then he got finished with a cut in 2017. So we ain't gonna count that. So his last real, like in his last real, besides Cub Swanson, was in 2012. And then before that, in 2012, he was getting subbed. He went through a whole list thing where he was getting submitted and stuff like that. But he's a black belt now, and a high level black belt, and he's touched all that up. And he's going to have way better striking here. Like, this is a very tough fight to break down because he's going to have the way better striking. And the thing is that Darren Elkins has had so many knee surgeries, he cannot take no leg kicks. Like, he takes leg kicks and he hits the ground, gets back up, and he's got to grab for you and stuff. And I just don't know, like, this fight's tough. I don't know if that's going to work here because, like, Pineda has good wrestling too. So I feel like he's going to want to keep this fight standing where he can land the big shots. But then I don't know if he just goes out there and finishes Darren Elkins with punches because he's only got 9 KO wins and then 19 submission wins. But like I said, Darren Elkins only been submitted one time in his life 15 years ago by Charles Oliveira. So it's like, dude, this is tough. I was back and forth. I don't care. I'm taking Darren Elkins in this. I went back and forth. I don't blame anybody taking either side, but dude, I got to take Darren Elkins. I'm just going to say that he's going to be the one that's going to be able to be on top in the grappling exchanges, and he's going to be able to stay safe, and he's going to have the better cardio. But dude, Daniel Pineda, if he comes out and just starts kicking Darren Elkins' leg, because Darren Elkins, again, man, he hasn't fought in a long time. He beat TJ Brown, a year ago, pretty much exactly a year ago. So he fights about once a year, and he's had some injuries. So that's a tough fight to call, man. I'm going with Darren Elkins, the junkyard dog, but I'm not confident on it. Like I said, that fight could go a lot of different ways. Next fight is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Brady Hiestand versus Jake Hadley. Brady Hiestand is 8-2, currently sitting at -155, 25 years old, 5'8", with a 71-inch reach. Jake Hadley is 11-3, currently sitting at +125, 28 years old, 5'7", with a 70-inch reach. So you see Hiestand will be 1 inch taller with 1 inch of reach. And yeah, man, Brady Hiestand's a dog, dude. His striking's improving. He's already got pretty good striking. If you watched him on the Ultimate Fighter, you'd see that he fought some really tough guys. Josh Reddinghouse was on there, who is a very experienced vet at the time, like 20 wins and only a couple losses, or 19 wins, 19-5, and he was able to beat him and just bully him. And lost to Ricky Tercios. I thought he won that fight. I thought he should be undefeated in the UFC. He did get knocked out by Chad Henniger back in the day, but he was only like 19 years old when that happened. But man, dude, the kid's nonstop. You seen in the Danab Grial fight where he was getting taken down, or he wasn't able to land his takedowns right away, and he was getting kind of beat up, but he just kept putting a pace on. He freaking melted Bagdagura. He melted Dana. I'm done saying that name. He melted Dana in the third round, and the weakest freaking stoppage by punches you're ever going to see in your life, but it worked. Then against Garrett Armfield, that's where he showed, man, he's leveled up, dude. He's only 25 years old, and he's only getting better. That's the main thing I want you to know, is the kid's only 25, and he's already been in the UFC for 3 years, and he's only been getting better in every single fight. Fighting tough guys already early on in his career. He brings a crazy wrestling pace, and he's got good jiu-jitsu, good ground and pound, and when you get up, he throws some more punches. He tries to grab you and take you back down. He's got a sneaky left head kick too when he's standing. Was catching a bunch of guys with that, and he caught Bakhtara with that a couple of times. But he's a beast, man. He's a pressure grappler, and he wants to break you with his just pressure, size, grappling, and strength. Now you got Jake Hadley, who's coming up from 125. He took a fight against Colin Laughlin at 135 on short notice and was able to get the win there. But before that, he had lost to Charles Johnson and Cody Durden, and in both of them fights, he slowed down in the third round. And ended up losing that third round dominantly and took the loss. He had a decent win over Gordon and Carlos Candelario, but they're not the best wins in the world. And then he got out grappled by Alan Nascimento. He did look good against Colin Laughlin in that last fight, and that might give some people some fake hope. You got to go watch that. First off, Colin's only 5'6", so he was fighting a guy way smaller than him. And Colin only came forward, didn't throw barely any punches, and he didn't try to grapple him. In the first round, I don't even think he tried one takedown. In the rest of the fight, it was mainly just striking, and he got beat up, and he didn't have a good game plan. He didn't try anything different. I can guarantee you Brady Hiestand is going to stick to a game plan, and he's going to put some wrestling on this kid, man. I want to compare it to like a Cody Durden. Brady Hiestand is like a bigger Cody Durden at 135. I don't know if his striking is as good as Cody Durden because Cody Durden throws bombs. He's tough. He's throwing with both hands. But like Brady Hiestand has good striking, and he pushes that grappling pace, man. He wears on you, and he's going to be bigger than Hadley. I like the fact that he's an inch taller, inch of reach, and he's a big, strong 135er. You've seen against Dana Bakhtaral and all these other guys, even Brady or what's Jesse Armfield, even against Armfield, where Brad Katona wasn't even able to take him down and do much against him and lost to him. Brady Hiestand was able to just muscle him. He pushes a different pressure of wrestling on guys, just constantly coming forward, constantly shooting, putting you up against case. He's going to wear on Jake Hadley, and I do believe that he subs Jake Hadley in that third round. Give me Brady Hiestand. I'm pretty high on him, actually. Next fights in the men's flyweight division, we got Sumudaerji versus Charles Johnson. Sumudaerji is 16-6, currently sitting at plus 170, 28 years old, 5'8" with a 72-inch reach. Charles Johnson is 16-6, currently sitting at minus 210, 33 years old, 5'9" with the 70-inch reach. So you'll see Johnson's 1 inch taller. Mudaerji have 2 inches of reach. Sumudaerji's a slick striker, man. He's got good southpaw boxing. He's got good power in his straight left. You've seen that against like Zaruk and Malcolm Gordon. You know, he's just very fast. He has very good power in his hands, and he's got good movement. You seen him against Matt Schnell, you know, in the first round he was winning. Second round had Schnell hurt, was hitting him with standing elbows in the clinch, doing everything to hurt him, and then could not finish him, gassed himself, got hit with big shots, and then got choked to death on the ground. And against Tim Elliott, man, he looked terrible on the ground. The striking was okay, but Elliott was able to strike with him, and then he got taken down and beat up. I don't think his ground game's good at all. I think he does have good striking, but I think he slows down after a round and a half. He's got good power, but that's not going to matter here because Charles Johnson's never been knocked out. He's never been submitted, and he's been in there with way better strikers than Sumudaerji. Charles Johnson's a well-rounded fighter. His takedown defense is getting better. His get-up game's getting better. And this is against high-level wrestlers, but against lower-level fighters that aren't just straight grapplers, he's able to out-grapple them. You've seen it against Hadley. You've seen it with I don't think he grappled Joshua Van, but a couple different people. Rafael Esteban, man, he should have won that fight. But had a tough fight with Durden. You know, both like Durden's just a beast. Durden is a wet blanket on you, and if you don't have great grappling, he's probably going to get you. But in this fight, like Charles Johnson, great Muay Thai, great movement, good striking from both legs, good front kicks, good teep kicks, throws excellent boxing, showed some power we didn't know he had with Joshua Van, landed that perfect uppercut that put him out after he had already hurt him. And then he's got, like I said, he's going to have a huge grappling advantage here. He's going to have a cardio advantage, and I think he can beat Sumudaerji anywhere this fight goes. I say the first round's pretty tough because Sumudaerji, like I said, fast, comes out, hits hard, but I think Charles Johnson hits him hard back. They both do their things. I think this fight is kind of like the Azat Maxim fight, where Maxim came out, hit Johnson with everything but the kitchen sink in the first round. Johnson took it, gave him some back. By the second and third round, when Azat started slowing down from the pressure, Johnson just took over. And I see that happening here, except I see Johnson being able to mix in some grappling here and himself making it an easy fight. You know, if he was smart, he'd make it the easiest fight he can and just grapple, wear on Sumudaerji. Charles is a big guy. Get him down and sub him out. Get you another finish win, man. Get you some bonuses, Charles Johnson. Shout out Energy, man. He's been fighting tough, man. 17th in the world. Shout out Energy. Next fight is in the men's flyweight division. We got Matheus Nicolau versus Azul Amabayev. Nicolau is 19-4-1, currently sitting at plus 155, 31 years old, 5'6" with the 66-inch reach. Azul is 20-2, currently sitting at minus 185, 30 years old, 5'4" with the 65-inch reach. So you'll see Nicolau is going to be 2 inches taller with 1 inch of reach. And Matheus Nicolau, good fighter, well-rounded. He has good striking. He just skirts around the outside, uses excellent feints and movements, and he literally skirts or runs around the outside, waiting for you when you finally get aggressive or sick of chasing him. Come in, throw some punches. He wants to counter you. He's got an excellent left hook. He's got some good, nice straight punches. He's got good takedown defense. He's got good offensive wrestling. He's got pretty good jiu-jitsu. Thing is he don't really take a punch all that well. He's been knocked out in his last 2 fights. Pretty quick, and overall he's got 4 TKO losses. All of his losses are finish losses, but other than that, he's well-rounded. The problem with Nicolau, man, is like you can't bet him. Even in his wins against like freaking David Dvorak and all them guys, all he does is skirt and run around the outside. You're going to be like, do something, do something. Even against Tim Elliott, I had a bet on him, and you're like, do something. He doesn't do nothing. Even when he fakes the guys that come in, he doesn't take the shots. And all his fights are so super close, man, that is freaking hard to bet him. And like I said, if you bet him, you're going to watch him run around the outside here. And when he's not getting taken down or he's getting back up, you're going to be like, do something. Here's your chance. And he won't do nothing. I promise you. He's too low output. I don't know what his deal is, because he seems like he'd be great. And the second he started throwing down with Alex Perez, in the first round was nothing. In the second round, they finally started throwing down. He gets knocked out a little bit later. Azu is a well-rounded savage, man. I love this kid. His freaking striking's amazing. He's got decent power in his hands, but he's got really good kicks, really good spin kicks, and his pressure wrestling, grappling game is phenomenal. He mixes in the wrestling and the grappling and the striking phenomenally. Like I said, he's at one point he's just throwing a 3-punch combination spin kick, and then he's going right into the takedown, and he puts pressure on guys, man, and he sticks to a good wrestling game plan, and he beats guys down. You know, he's on a huge win streak. He hasn't been beat since 2017, and in the UFC, you know, now he's already 3-0. And he's dominated some decent guys: Ode Osborne, CJ Vergara, and Jose Johnson. Just a tough freaking kid. I'm high on him, obviously. Nicolau, ranked high. He was just like in the top 5. Now he's out the top 10. I got to favor Azu here just based off volume. I think that he's going to be able to strike with Nicolau, stay safe, not get knocked out by that left hook. And I think he's going to be able to push that grappling pace and just mix it up throughout the fight like he does, and get the win here. I think he gives Nicolau. Amabayev is dangerous on the ground with submissions and stuff, but Nicolau is a high-level black belt. I do not see him submitting Nicolau. I do see him getting takedowns and stuff, and he's not really a one-punch knockout guy, so I don't see him knocking out Nicolau. So I see Azu by decision, giving Nicolau his first decision loss in the game. Next fight is the co-main event. We got Rob Font versus Kyler Phillips. Rob Font is 20-8. Currently sitting at plus 215, 37 years old, 5'8" with a 71.5 inch reach. Kyler Phillips is 12-2, currently sitting at minus 280, 29 years old, 5'8" with a 72 inch reach. So you'll see everything's equal but the age and the mileage, man. Kyler Phillips is going to be 8 years younger. Rob Font, man, this dude's got a ton of high level experience. He's fought the best in the world. He's a boxer. He's got good boxing. He's got good volume. He's got a good jab. He's got an okay leg kick. He's not going to offensively grapple, but he does have he's got okay takedown defense. But once he gets down, man, it's like he can't get up. You've seen it against Sandhagen. Davidson Figueiredo took him down later in the fight and got some control time. Marlon Berry just kept getting hit, man, and stopped and hurt. But, man, again, his grappling has looked terrible lately. It's looked like this went backwards. He's 37 years old. He's took so much damage, dude. If you just go back and look at like his fights, he's took so much damage. Davison rocked him a couple times in that fight. Corey Sandhagen did not rock him because he was crazy boring fight we watched down in Nashville. Marlon Vera rocked him like 3 or 4 times. Jose Aldo rocked him in every single round and dropped him. I mean, the dude's took a lot of damage lately. He's not fighting for a title anymore. He knows that. But he's still a tough dude with a good jab and good boxing and pretty good durability, because even though he takes all this damage, he doesn't get knocked out. Kyler Phillips is a new breed of fighter, man. This kid's exciting. I watched him fight down in Nashville against Barcelos, and he's freaking good, man. His striking is so explosive. He's one of the most explosive strikers in the game. He's so freaking fast. Hits you from the orthodox, will switch over and hit you from the dude everywhere. Like, go watch what he was hitting Pedro Munoz with. He hurt him so bad a couple times in the first round, and Pedro Munoz never been finished super durable, so he was able to take it. But dude, Phillips was hitting him with crazy stuff. I like his grappling. He's got really good wrestling, high-level black belt, and excellent striking. His kicks, crazy spinning stuff. Good power in his hands, excellent uppercuts. That's he hit Munoz with one of them. He's got stepping knees, spinning stuff, everything. I'm hyped up. He's the Matrix. I'm hyped up about Kyler Phillips. I love that he's only 29 years old. He's training with Sean O'Malley. Like, the kid's a beast, man. So I got Phillips here. I think that he's able to land big shots. He's going to be faster than Font. I think he's able to land big shots on the feet, land big kicks, and he's going to be able to mix in the grappling and get some ground and pound and control time. So give me Kyler Phillips. If anybody's going to finish Rob Font, it could be Kyler Phillips, man. But I'm going to say by decision, because Rob Font tends to be pretty durable. He can't take a punch. He gets rocked. He goes down, but he gets back up again. So that's Rob Font. But Give me Kyler Phillips, man, to keep it going. It is main event time. We got Michel Pereira versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Pereira is 31-11, currently sitting at plus 130, 31 years old, 6'1" with the 73-inch reach. Fluffy Hernandez is 12-2, currently sitting at minus 160. 31 years old, 6 foot with the 75-inch reach. So you'll see Pereira's 1 inch taller, but Hernandez will have 2 inches of reach. Michel Pereira has looked nothing short of amazing at 185. He's got 3 fights at 185, and he has dusted all of them. I mean, he came in on his first one, Andre Petrowski, hits him with the straight punch, knocks him down. Petrowski did not want to be in there, quits, fold up. Michel Olenjacek, Michel hits him with the body kick, man, and then the body punch, then the knee to the body, then chokes him out. That was sick. Then Ihor Potieria, standing guillotine, man, drops him, hurts him, does the flip, hits him with the knee. Ihor gets up. He's able to choke Ihor out cold with the standing guillotine, actually, and looked good in all of them. You know, I watched them. I watched all of them. It only took me 2-3 minutes, but the thing is, I want to go back to 170, and I get it. 185 Michel is a little different than 170 Michel. Yeah, maybe. He's probably got more cardio, a little more durability, but some of them fights I watched, like Nico Price, all right? So he dominates Nico Price in the first round, hurts him, and then grapples with him. You know, he's on top. He took Nico down a couple times when he was on top. And then the second round, dude, after grappling with Nico for the half of the round of the second round, dude, he was death gassed. Nico's chasing him around the ring, hitting him with big shots. Third round was super close. He ends up getting the win there, but like, man, he gassed. I don't think he liked the grappling, but dude, his striking's so phenomenal. Like his switch stance striking is some of the smoothest you're going to see, and it's with crazy power. So he's going to throw the front kick to the body out of conventional stance and then go right to the southpaw stance, hit you with the straight left. Like he's very, very smooth. Excellent striker. He's so fast, explosive, and just, you know, can hit you and KO you to the head, to the body. He loves working the body with punches and kicks. His wrestling's looked good, man, but it was the only wrestling I could find was at 170, and he's just so much bigger in dudes that he's just like muscling them, you know, like even like KS Williams, all them, anybody that tried to lock up with him at 170 didn't really have much success. Even when he was gassed against Nico Price, he was able to keep the fight standing in the third round, but Nico was just putting it on him. But, you know, he still survived it. So it's a very tough fight to call because, man, his striking's so good. His chokes have looked good. Make no mistake, he's a striker. But his chokes look good, and he's so explosive and tough. Then we get the Fluffy Hernandez, right? So there's some stuff with Fluffy. Phenomenal grappler, like pushes the craziest pace, one of the craziest paces in MMA. He literally wants to take you out to deep water with him and then see who can swim. And most of the time, it's everybody else drowning, man. His striking's getting good, like against Kopylov. Like he was landing some decent shots himself. He took some power body kicks, power shots to the head, even got head kicked. And, you know, he just kept throwing up peace signs and laughing at him. So his durability is catching up because early in his career, his durability was down. Marcus Perez, he kind of choked him, but Marcus Perez hurt him to the body before that, and then ended up getting the anaconda choke after he went to the ground. He beat him up a little, hit the anaconda choke. Kevin Holland, knee to the body. He didn't even land one shot on Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland kneed him to the body. He went down. So I'm like, this dude cannot take a body shot, you know? You got to fade him. And I tried to fade him with Barry Oak because I'm like, Barry Oak will keep it standing and land some big shots. No, this dude folds and freaking just works people. Like he melts people. Like if you were an MMA fighter, this would be the worst. Like if you lose to Fluffy Hernandez, it's going to look the worst. Like, cause you're just going to get completely melted as a human and then dominated by another human until either you get choked out or knocked out. And he's just going to be on you, man. There's only certain fighters like that in the world. He looks so good against Kopylov, who's a big, powerful striker like Pereira, and he's southpaw, throwing big body kicks, head kicks, and Kopylov had defended 16 takedowns in a row before that fight with Hernandez, and he defended like the first 2.5 minutes of takedowns, like where Fluffy Hernandez probably tried about 4, but then by the 3 minutes into the first round, when Fluffy finally got him up against the fence and got to start working on him, he wasn't fully able to take him down, but just like him working, putting his hooks in, standing there, elbow moving, he just works on you, and pushes the craziest pace. Edmund Shabazi, another big, strong striker like Pereira that has a grappling background, judo and jiu-jitsu, and he landed some really big shots on Hernandez in the first round and even a couple early in the second. Hernandez did what he did, man. He sticks to his game plan of just absorbing some shots, giving you some shots, and then just grappling on you and just wanting to wear you down. And the dude's good at it. So man, this is like like a super tough fight to call. And obviously it could go either way. I mean, Pereira can come out and just finish Fluffy in that first 2 minutes of the fight, maybe even finish in the second round and all that. But I'm going with Fluffy because like I've seen Fluffy against these other dynamic strikers, just like Pereira, and be able to eat their shots and just wear on them. Michel Pereira, we've seen get tired in other fights. I know we haven't seen it at 185, but we've seen it at 170, and especially from grappling, man, it really wears on him. So in my opinion, like if Pereira doesn't get Fluffy out of there in the first 3 minutes with like a big body shot, which he easily could, or a knee, or just, you know, straight shot down the pipe, it's going to be a long night for Pereira, man. So I'm going with Fluffy Hernandez. I say that Fluffy Hernandez is able to land some decent shots standing, take some decent shots, and wear on Pereira. You know, Hernandez is another big guy. He's going to be about an inch or two shorter, but he's going to have the reach to be with Pereira on the feet, as long as he doesn't get stopped to the body. That's the only thing, because he ate some big shots, like I said, against Shabazian and who is the other dude he fought against? Shabazian and Kopylov. Head kick straight to the head and was all good. So I believe that this is going to be a really good fight, man. I don't even like that. I think the UFC is kind of dumb for taking an explosive dude like Michel Pereira and giving him Fluffy Hernandez, because this is like a terrible stylistic matchup. And like you could have had Pereira fighting some other big strikers and put on some good shows and built this dude up. He's on an 8-fight winning streak. You know, 5 of them at welterweight, 3 at middleweight. But I'm taking Hernandez. I'm going to take the grappler. I'm going to say that his durability's gone up, that his striking's improved enough to where he stays and it's the small cage. Remember that too. It's the small cage. So Pereira is going to be running around doing this. He's going to have way less cage to do that running around. It's not going to take near as much for Fluffy Hernandez to grab him, put him up against the cage, and start working his game. So I'm going to go with the cardio grappler, crazy guy, over the crazy striker. So I appreciate everybody for checking this out, man. If you can, please, man, hit that like button, drop a comment, drop a W, put some emoji in there, help your boy's algorithm, because trust me, the algorithm, I took them months off, it ain't coming back. So I got to figure something out about that. So help your boy out, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and good luck. I'll see you guys all on Wednesday night.